Good morning and welcome to Morning Brew. Yes, I'm usually not on Mondays, but well, Michael T's not on, and I didn't know until last night that he wasn't going to be on, but didn't find that out till this morning. So, yay! That's what happens when you communications fail. Let's just put it that way. And yes, it's Monday, November 1st. Let's see here. Now, of course, because, everything going on, didn't even bother with having the porch light on, so no trick-or-treaters this year. Not that we would have had many anyhow. But, why go through it? Anyhow, 47 Yorktown says, hashtag I ate too much candy. All I can honestly say I didn't. I had a cookie and a candy bar. That was it for Halloween. And it wasn't a big cookie either. But it was good. Don't get me wrong. It was good. But that was it. But you never know. They may have some sales. I'll check it out later. And Yitza says, oh, earlier due to wintertime. Well, our clocks have not yet changed, but yeah, it is actually going to be moving back. Alexander, I didn't do anything because I worked today. Yep. Arwick says, early for you, Yitza, but our time hasn't changed yet. Not yet. That happens next week. Let's see here. Yes. Yes. We use 12-hour clocks. I prefer 12-hour clocks. Sorry. Mm. Well, when the time change happens here, yeah, I'm moving back to 5 because there's no way. I gotta maintain normality. So yeah, same times. Well, same time, but I don't change my clocks. It doesn't really matter. It's a limit says people communicate. Yes, people actually are supposed to communicate, believe it or not. And good morning, Aberjam. How are you this morning? In fact, let me see here real quick. Aberjam is one of the few people I'm going to go ahead and where did that go? Okay. Wow, it's been a while since we talked on Discord. There it is. And I'm sending you the StreamYard link if you would like, Aberjam. Had some issues, and I've decided that I'm going back to the using the group that I have created on Twitter and private invites only. So, and Abersham says, good morning, Monday morning. Let's see here. It's still morning for you. So, yeah. And what's going on this morning? Did anyone do anything special for yesterday, whether it was night or not? Well, at least now I know, since I didn't just put the link out. I know who it is.
Hello.
Hello, Abigail. What's going on?
Oh, nothing much. It was quite fortuitous. I just happened to be making my brew as the stream started, and I thought, well, that's providence right there, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
Morning brew comes on while I'm making my morning brew. It's a sign I must come and chat with my good old friend Cappers and have a chin wag. So, how is life in the great state of misery?
Life is cold, but but well.
I know that feeling, my friend. We don't generally do autumn over here. We usually, what happens is we get a nice Indian summer in September, and then overnight, one night, suddenly just bam, the cold and the wet and the misery hits, and it drops from a balmy 78 degrees to about 43. And then that's us in for the winter until next March or April.
Woohoo!
Yeah. Rough Girl in the chat says, oh my god, it's so hot here in the afternoons. Yesterday was like 80s. Well, I don't know where you are, but
that would be the southern hemisphere more than likely. I don't know.
Send me a ticket. I'm on my way. You don't have to let me through the door. I just want to get there, wherever it is, and enjoy that nice warm weather, because that sounds great.
Well, if you keep in mind the weather in the southern hemisphere, they're now entering summer. So yeah.
She's in Northern Carolina.
North Carolina. What the heck?
The weather could be finer in Northern Carolina. Oh, and Rough Girl, she's a new one on me. I've not seen you before in the chat, so good morning, Rough Girl. Nice to meet you.
Yes, good morning, Rough Girl. Yes, I've come across her in a couple of different chats, but yes, it's the first time here. Thank you. Or at least first time speaking in the chat. I find it funny. I'm finding out more and more that people are actually watching and just watching. And it's like, okay. Oh, yeah, I just hung out in the chats a few times before I said anything.
Mm-hmm.
Which is generally what happens anymore. Which is fine.
Yeah, nothing wrong with the lurker.
No.
And she's a polite Southern belle. She says, the pleasure's all mine. Oh, thank you, Rough Girl. We have critters and mutant snakes.
Bad critters and mutant snakes. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Where are the mutant snakes coming from? Have they got a lot of black water down there in Carolina? A lot of unlicensed pollutant dumping? Fish with 12 eyes, that sort of thing.
I thought it was 3 eyes or 6 eyes or something like that.
Well, in Simpsons lore, it's a big yellow fish, and he has roughly 12 eyes. I haven't counted them individually.
Oh, it depends, because the one you see on there, it's either one big eye or 3 eyes, or they've got ones with different number of eyes. So yeah, doesn't matter. Too many.
Yeah, beady little eye. Rough Girl says, Ruff's my last name, but I spend much more time watching, choosing to engage later. Well, nothing wrong with that. Get comfortable with your community.
Absolutely. And I've seen her mod in several different chats that I was in. So
that's one of the great things about our community. And I know Nerdrotic doesn't like the word community. It's a communist. I don't give a fuck. Shut up, Gary. It's just a word. Get over it. It's one of the things I love. It's one of the things I love about our communities. There's just so much crossover, and sometimes there are names that I've seen like in super chats 2 years ago or over the last 2 years, and they just suddenly show up in the comments here, and it's great. People like Latino Slant, Paulie, he's been. He's had his own channel for a while, but I've seen him lurking in other chats, and then, he turns up on here, and I know he's been up on the panel a couple of times, and, when you see things like that, it's very encouraging.
Well, unfortunately, you won't be seeing him much here, but that's mainly because Mrs. Slant has, made sure that he doesn't get on too early.
A man's got to do his husbandly duties.
Yes. He needs to rest, and he needs to get other stuff done, and then he can get on and do the relaxing thing and just kind of chill, watching streams or whatever before he's on doing
make no mistake.
History.
Make no mistake, she's not making him do house chores. Mrs. Latino wants her Latino oats, baby. That's what it's all about. She wants some of that hot Latino action. And
good morning, JJ.
Yes, good morning, JJ.
Let me get back up there to that.
We've got PCAT in the chat. Morning, PCAT. I have to say good morning to kenjackben. Greetings, sir.
I have to sit at my computer for 14 hours. Oh, good Lord. Go to bed, JJ. You can leave the computer running, but go to bed.
Get some rest.
And good morning, Eagle Rider. Yes, get some rest, JJ.
Morning, Eagle. Not seen you for a while. I know you've been up on the channel, but I've not seen you personally for a bit. Nice to see you. Rough Girl in the chat says, I think individuals are engaging more now. Things are getting crazy, so people are stepping down from the bleachers to make sure that they aren't losing their minds. I would agree with that. I think there's just, I think a lot of it is those that we would class kind of as normies are becoming more and more, because this stuff is so now just so completely unmasked. All the fringe extremist lunatics on both political sides are really just dropping the charade and coming out to a point where even the normies can't ignore it now. So I think we're seeing a lot of people who perhaps weren't in our community or were on maybe the very outer edges of our community and just sort of vaguely aware of us are now getting themselves involved because they're just tired of the shit they're seeing every day on the news and on YouTube and in their commercials and in their movies. And I think it's just, our community is just naturally growing from that natural reaction.
Oh, I agree. And I also agree that it is both sides. I find it funny you've got each side blaming the other, but they're both acting out in the same ways.
Yeah. I mean,
it's this is insane. No. No. Start acting normal, people. That's
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Absolutely. I'm sorry. No, it's okay. I interrupted you. I apologize.
No.
But yeah, I mean, we're even seeing it. I see it on some of my favorite YouTube channels, on some of my sub channels, and I think for them, it's more a case of they're just getting kind of weighed down by the constant onslaught of this stuff, but it's starting to jade them. I see it in the nerdrotics and the doomcocks and the and the channels like that what started out as a genuine kind of sincere reaction to, oh come on, not this shit, where it's gotten to the point now that they just see it in everything. Even when it's not there, they see it in everything, and so they kind of get pushed more to this extreme of being anti-whatever, anti-woke, anti-PC, and it's a shame. It's just creating this greater and greater divide to the point where you start to see ruptures in the community as well.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've experienced some of those ruptures that have happened. Some of which I've been not. I'm not going to say responsible for, but I didn't help in the situation either. So,
well, I think it's there's a balance, isn't there, between making your opinion known and being a belligerent asshole.
Sure.
And there's a little bit of a spectrum in between the two, kind of like a transitional gap between the two, and it can be hard sometimes to walk that line. But it is important to, I think, to make ourselves known, to make our opinions known. It's just also important, I think, to try not to get too jaded. I found myself there as well. I think I'm probably a little bit more sensitive to agenda stuff in movies and things than perhaps I ought to be. When I compare my opinion to certain movies or shows now, and then I hold those shows or movies up against the ones that I loved back in the 70s and 80s and 90s, I can start to see similarities between those and go, well, I liked this thing back then in that show, but now I'm hating the same thing in this show now. And the only difference is that I have this hypersensitivity to what's coming out now. So I try and balance that out and catch myself. I saw a prime example that I saw of a failure in this regard was with Gary in Nerdrotic. He's told this tale a few times where he said when Mad Max Fury Road first came out, he loved it. He thought it was a great movie, really enjoyed it. And then he watched a video which was an exposition on how Mad Max Fury Road is actually a feminist movie. And he says now he doesn't like the movie. Well, nothing in the movie has changed. The only thing that's changed is his perspective. So he's allowed his perspective to skew something that he previously loved, which is empirically unchanged. He says the same thing about the movie Logan. You know, he really loved the movie Logan when it came out, but again, under further analysis, he says it just comes up. You know, it now just kind of strikes him as a bit of an SJW woman power kind of movie. And again, it's nothing has empirically changed in that movie. It's just his perception has changed, and that's the kind of thing I try to recognize in myself and steer myself away from, because I think it's sad that your altered perception can take your love away from something that you just genuinely loved for what it was.
I agree. I do think that there are other people that are out there that something that's got a strong female character. It's not necessarily going man bad, just a strong female character, and it's being called woke. And it's like, wait a minute. No, you would have liked this movie 10 years ago, but now you don't because it's woke? No. That it isn't automatically woke. Now, if you look into other things, that there's other things there, of course. And greetings, Mountains of Elysium. And yay. Hey, PCAT. Let's see, a rough girl. Started her channel before. But well, that's what happens. Unfortunately, people do go to the negative side sometimes. And when you're able to bring back the positive, happy vibe, go for it. Please. I would love to hear about it when you're on.
Yes, good morning, Mo, in the chat. Eagle Rider says, strong female characters are fine. Badly written Mary Sue's male bashing and meaningless gender swaps. And I totally agree, Eagle. And I think, again, there's perhaps a danger of focusing the whole bad writing thing onto one particular stereotype, because we're kind of keyed into those, like the Mary Sue or the strong whammons. So we take what is basically just a universal principle, which is we just want good characters, good story arc, and good writing, and we just focus it in on that one stereotype, the strong woman, when really it just applies to everyone across the board: male, female, tall, short, skinny, fat, black, white, green, Chinese, yellow, whatever, but we don't need to. We can just say, look, I just want a good character, one that I can invest in, one that's well written, well acted, and has a good story arc that I can invest in. And it doesn't really matter whether it's a male lead, a female lead, whatever. And that's, by focusing in on that one kind of thing, that's how we get drawn into these massive political arguments, when really what we're arguing is a universal principle, not just a principle against one particular type of movie character, shall we say.
Let's see here. Mountains of Elysium. I suggest we gather the crazies from the right and left and hold a squid game. And when the last one leaves the arena, tell them, now stop being a cunt and treat people with respect. Yeah. And I'm sorry, that's another thing. It's like now everybody's so ultra sensitive to everything. Well, that offends me. You know what? So what?
So what you're saying is What you're saying is you're ultra sensitive to ultra sensitive people. Is that what you're telling me, Kappas?
Well, it's like, okay, there are certain things I understand being sensitive to. You know,
Of course.
you use a word that is a derogatory term towards somebody. I'm not going to use any. That's obviously meant to be insulting and degrading. Okay, you don't do that. But when people are just making whatever, stating their opinion or expressing concern, whatever, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I'm triggered. Really? Get over yourself.
I don't care about words. I've said for so many years now, like decades, I've been saying words only have the power that we allow them to have over us. So I don't care about words. It's principles that I oppose. Ideas, ideologies. That's what kind of gets my back up. But actual words, they're just a way of expressing something. They don't mean anything unless you allow them to mean something to you. Call me fat a million times in a row without taking a breath. It's still the same word, and it still doesn't cause me any physical harm. It's just the word. It's just you expelling your air, which you could be using for something far more constructive and beneficial to yourself. So yeah, that doesn't bother me. But when you take something that I've grown up with, something that has deep personal meaning to me, that's tied in with my own personal experiences, both good and bad, and then you turn that something into a completely different set of values and ideas, um, and co-opt it for yourself to mean almost the opposite of what it was, that I have an issue with. Now, I can still just, at the end of the day, pardon the cliche, but I can still, at the end of the day, cast that skewed version aside and just lean on the original versions that I've grown up with. And so, long term, it doesn't have a huge impact, but at least in the short term, it's just so upsetting to see and frustrating to see, the way you turn Star Wars from one set of values to a completely opposite set of values, or Star Trek, you turn that from one set of values to the complete opposite set of values. Now, my life carries on regardless of how shitty Star Trek Discovery is. But there's just that part of me that thinks they're making Star Trek and it could be fantastic and I could be enjoying it, and I'm not. That's the part of me that it kind of gnaws at. But my way over that is to think, well, if they're making Star Trek but it's not great Star Trek, then I'll just, in my mind's eye, just consider that they're not making Star Trek at all, and I'll just go back to the original.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it is a hard pill to chew and a hard pill to swallow when you can see it on the TV and you think, oh, it could have been something so much better.
I have to agree with Andy Tricker. I liked Star Wars Prodigy. And that's exactly what it was. It was like watching Star Wars, except they had a Federation ship and a Janeway hologram. That's it. Everything else was Star Wars.
Yeah. I haven't seen Prodigy yet. I don't know when I'll have an opportunity to. I tend to be a little more conservative about my Star Trek and Star Wars than Salty Trekker. He's a little bit more open to some of the more liberal issues that they're bringing into our modern Star Wars and Star Trek. I'm not quite so much. I'm not having a go at him. Certainly, he's entitled to see it the way he sees it. Of course, he
Right.
is. But I tend, when it comes to Star Wars and Star Trek, I tend to not really consider his opinion of those with quite so much weight.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of whether or not I should watch something, because I know that he's going to be accepting of slightly more liberal stuff in his Star Trek and Star Wars than I am.
Which is why I mentioned, I surprisingly agreed with him, because I happened to watch it before I saw what he thought about it.
Yeah,
and it's like, oh, this is not Star Trek. It's good, but it's not Star Trek.
Yeah, Star Trek was.
And I mean, if it had been a Star Wars series, I think I would have liked it. I really do, because it was good Star Wars. But I'm just looking. I'm not going to say looking forward. Wary of what's to come, because
that's always a consideration. Of course, the bait and switch is so common at the moment. Usually they do it with seasons. Usually season 1 they'll draw you in with something relatively, level-headed and enjoyable, and then they'll just completely switch up the gear for season 2 and just throw all of their ideology in there. But like you say, if it wasn't Star Trek, it would be good, or if it was Star Wars, it would be good. Well, just put that in your head canon. Just in your head canon, just think to yourself, I'm not watching Star Trek, I'm just watching a non-Star Trek sci-fi show that I really enjoy. There's nothing to stop you doing that. I've done that before, like with the recent run of Star Trek movies, the J.J. Abrams ones. I think they're really not fitting for original Star Trek canon, or even for main timeline like TNG. They don't really fit in with that. But as a completely separate bunch of spacey shooty movies, I really enjoy them. I think they're great. So that's just the way I view them.
And my filter is a little stronger.
Yeah.
I watched one of the movies, and I'm going, this shit ain't Star Trek, and that's it. I'm done.
And like I say, if you don't consider it Star Trek, they can't dictate to you what's canon. They can in the legal quote unquote sense.
Yeah.
But canon ultimately is what we contain in our head. It's canon is all about our perception of things, right? So if we don't consider it canon, then to us it's not canon, and they can't reach into our brain and pull that little mental switch out. That's ours to do with as we please. And if you were to just enjoy the movie, but there's that part of you that says, for Star Trek this is shit, then just box that little phrase, for Star Trek this is shit, and stick it under a carpet somewhere and just enjoy the movie as a movie and not as a Star Trek movie.
kenjackben, please promote your GoFundMe. I know you did yesterday, but the show was cut short. I don't think people got to see it. So please, please put the GoFundMe in here. Oh, that's the other thing. Yeah, I won't hate on people who like it unless they tell me I'm wrong for not liking it.
Yeah.
If they tell me I'm wrong, then I'm gonna, then I'll let loose. But I like what I like. They like what they like. That's fine. If they tell me I'm wrong for not liking what they do, fuck you. I'm going at it.
I'm much of the same opinion. I won't start a fight, but if you bring one to my doorstep, I'll finish it for you. So do we want to just very briefly highlight what kenjackben's GoFundMe is for? Because I'm certainly in the dark.
Okay. kenjackben is trying to get into his home, get the everything finished. There was a fire before, and I believe a fire. So the house needed to be redone, fixed. The GoFundMe is to get him out of the weather. In the final steps, because he can only stay in a hotel so long, and then the COVID thing, the funding for that went away, and so this is just the final steps to get him out and into his home.
Right. So this is the Send Kenjack Home Fund.
Yes.
Righty-ho. Mountains of Elysium says, I stopped watching reviews before I go see a movie because I want to enjoy the experience and not have it soiled by negative reviews from people who haven't watched it either. I think that's a pretty solid way to do it. I will watch reviews from channels that I trust, whose opinions I trust. Not necessarily that I agree with all the time, but who are consistent in their opinions, and I have a good idea of what things I would agree with and disagree with on those channels. So I sometimes I'll look for a review from them before I decide to watch a movie. It's a rough time of year to be staying in a tent, Kenjack. I really hope we can find you a more solid solution than that.
Well, right now, let's just say 12 days, because I want to give a little leeway. Give at least a day. You can sweat it for a day. That's fine. But no, we want to get him off the, getting it back into his home. That's the important thing. Now, I will say this, Rough Girl. StreamYard is the easiest. However, it is also, most of those are resource heavy. So unless you have a good computer, OBS is, yeah. They're all resource hogs.
Kenjack is asking if you can come up and explain exactly what's happening.
Oh, absolutely. I'm trying to remember. Hold on a second. Let me do this real quick. Go to here.
Good morning, Darth Haster. Have you recovered from your exile from Captain Spock's stream yesterday? Have your bruises recovered? Rough Girl says, blessing, gotta go. Still haven't slept, gonna go now. If you swing by my lane, you will hear it. Blessings. Goodbye, Rough Girl. Have a peaceful day. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Absolutely.
Get some good quality rest.
Okay. Good grief.
Kenjack, Captain, is just working on getting the link to you now. So hold in there. We'll have you up here. Yes.
Are you on Twitter? kenjackben?
Yes, I attended my first stream from Captain Cockney Spock yesterday, and that was an enlightening experience. I really like Captain Cockney Spock, but he definitely woke up on the wrong side of bed yesterday. He had some rough news attacking him from all sides, but he came on for a good gripe. And I think it must have been at least an hour before he drew his first breath. He was just going and going and going and going and going. I really felt for him, man. The guy was, he was beside himself. But he's a great guy, very entertaining, thoroughly entertaining. And that man can talk the hind legs off several donkeys. But that's typical for a Cockney, I think. They're good talkers, the Cockneys. That's why they have rhyming slang for everything. Kenjack says, yes, I'm on Twitter. You normally put it in the chat, so I don't know why you wouldn't do that again. Well, he's just doing that because there's been one or two issues with people joining in off the link. So Kappas is just trying to keep it a little bit more private and formal. Rough Girl says, I'm listening from the bleachers. Well, we'll be careful not to slag you off, Rough Girl, while you're lurking. We'll wait until
Absolutely.
you've gone.
For whatever reason, it would not let me. Let me try that again. I'll look for it.
Kenjack says his Twitter name is the same as his YouTube name.
Let's do that. Paste.
Eagle says, I was wondering, Cap, because usually you share the link, but if you're not in the mood today, it's okay.
Okay. Wait a minute. For whatever reason, I'm not following him. Now I am.
How dare you be not following kenjackben? That's disgraceful.
And if you will send me a message on Twitter, I can send you an invite onto the stream. Yeah, yesterday backstage was insane. Let's just put it that way. Not only was the stream going, completely crap, I was dealing with stuff backstage where people would pop in with stupid things, and it's like, no. So I called it quits. It wasn't just because of the panel and the chat; it was other stuff. So yeah, I wasn't telling everything.
Whole thing was an administrative nightmare, huh?
Yeah.
Good morning, V-Star in the chat. Nice to see you.
Yes, good morning, V-Star. So how have you been, by the way, Haberjam?
All in all, I've been pretty decent. I'm still on a good run for the stomach. I think I've had one very minor blip in past 4 weeks. Now, that's not to, that is bearing in mind that my quote-unquote normal is not other people's normal, but
right,
you reach you get to a certain level of normal for you, and you learn to deal with that, and then anything above that is where you have your issues. But yeah, it's been about 4 weeks more or less of just being pretty decent, so I'm glad of that. And then otherwise, just sitting on my hands and doing what I do, playing my video games, watching my movies, reading my Bible, all that good stuff.
And yeah, brightest day, I have noticed that lately. In fact, I kind of got a little pissy at somebody for unfollowing me, and apparently they didn't know it. Yeah, I kind of pissed them off. But I was in a mood at that time. So never react when you're in pain. That's all I'm going to say.
It's kind of hard not to, though, in fairness. I've been there.
Yeah, that's unfortunately what I did. Not only did I react, I overreacted when I was in extreme pain, and it's just like that just You know,
Toothache. Toothache is the worst for me. If I have a particularly bad toothache, which thankfully hasn't been for a long time, but if I do, whenever I'm having a conversation with my missus, I generally just say nothing because a toothache just puts me in such a cranky mood. I know that the first words out of my gob are gonna get misconstrued because I'm saying them with a harsh tone or something, and I'm gonna end up pissing her off and unjustifiably so, and it's just gonna cause issues. So if I have a toothache, I'm just like nobody around me. I'll just deal with my toothache on my own. It makes me so cranky. Kenjack says he's having trouble finding the link. He says, I'm very new to all this Twitter stuff.
Okay. You'll notice that I just followed you. Go to the notification where it is on YouTube, on Twitter, excuse me, because it'll be under your notifications. When you see that, click on that. It'll take you directly to my profile. Click on the envelope there. It'll be up in the top. You'll see the little circle with an envelope in it. That will open up a direct message to me, and just send me hi, what's up, whatever the hell you want to say. And that way I can just send you a message with the link in it. And good morning, Professor Brady Specs.
Morning, Jeff. Good to see you, Squire. Hope you're doing well.
I don't like Twitter either. That's why I generally stay away from actually using it, except for private messages.
First,
go ahead.
I was just going to say, your first lesson with Twitter is it's actually called Twatter.
Exactly.
A bunch of twatters. Mountain says, Twitter is the devil's litter box or chamber pot, depending on the weather.
There it is.
Agree more. Jeff says, I don't like Twitter.
There it is. Thank you very much, kenjackben. I got your message. That's another thing. Twitter will sometimes take forever to actually send. All right. And here is the link. I'm sending it to him right now.
And yes, again, it's worth noting, we've said this before a few times, but 90% of posts on Twitter are made by 10% of its population. And only about 1% of the world's population actually have a Twitter account. So the vast majority of what you see on Twitter represents a minuscule fraction of what real society is actually like. But because Twitter is just this huge magnifying glass, it gives you the impression that, anytime you walk out on the street, you're just going to see a bunch of raving lunatics reeing at the top of their head about my representation.
Hey there, people. How's it going?
Good morning, kenjackben.
I'm as well as can be expected, given my situation. But anyway,
go ahead and tell the situation so we know.
Okay, so the thing is that we had an extension now it's about a year ago. It was early this year. We had an extension because we were supposed to be out on the 14th of, I don't know, I think November of last year. Something we were supposed to be out on the 14th of some other month that I can't really remember right now. It's probably summertime. And we were supposed to be out then. And the house wasn't done because of COVID. They made an extension. We got it. And then we came to this point we're at now where they can't make an extension. They can't give us any more time. And my uncle is frantically trying to get the house somewhat livable so we can go there, but he's not going to do it in a week. It's not going to be done in a week.
Right.
As far as I can tell, it's not going to be done in a week. I'm not getting regular updates. I don't know anything. other than what they're telling me, and they're not telling me nothing. And my whole situation is I want to try and this community can help me try and help my brothers because they've helped me my whole life. I'm practically a ward, and because of my CP and my special needs on paper, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have control of my money. I don't have any of those things. Like none of the stuff that normal people get to do, I get to do. Somebody else has to do a lot. People do a lot for me. And this community can help me do a lot for my brothers, at least something.
And yeah, I want to make sure that you know get you out of the cold. So,
yeah, because we got a whole nother month.
In a tent in the yard. Yeah.
A tent in the yard. A tent in the yard is it's okay if I can heat it and be comfortable, but you know, if I had electricity, because that's just camping. I've done that before, but I don't know if that's going to be the situation I'm in.
Right.
So it could just be full-blown caveman scenario in the winter.
Yeah, that's not great. We
No.
don't want that. So we're looking to put a temporary roof over your head until your house is ready.
Yeah, and that could be a week from now. That could be a month from now. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know what progress is being made because I'm not being informed of it.
Yeah, it's a sucky situation to be in. So.
And to be honest, the only thing I'm being told is I was told by people that are supposed to have my best interest. They were giving me a wait and see attitude. You know, I don't want a wait and see attitude. I wanted some concrete information that they weren't willing to give.
Right.
They would just tell me the bare minimum, like, oh, they're working on it. What does that tell me? That doesn't tell me nothing. So that's kind of the situation I'm in. I'm still in that situation. And we got a week left to stay here. Monday is the start of the new week for us and our final week here.
So yeah, we need to make sure that kenjackben. Please go ahead. I'm gonna go back.
Yeah, I was told by my aunt not to do this, so I'm doing this without her permission. And she's kind of the person that's in. She's supposed to be watching over me, and I was told by my aunt not to do this. But I couldn't sit there, knowing that there were the possibility of hundreds. I spoke to hundreds of people today. I put it in there. I was in Dan Fraga's Fragaboom chat, and he allowed me to put the link in there. So hundreds of people have seen this link and possibly given money to it. I couldn't sit there and just not ask when it was an opportunity for me to do so. And it makes me feel better about doing something.
Let me do this real quick. See if I can edit
peace of mind was something that I needed.
Yeah.
Peace of mind is a very valuable thing. You know, we know how detrimental stress can be. Stress can manifest in so many ways physically, you know.
I lost my appetite when we were getting close to now. Like right now, if I was doing the whole wait and see sort of deal, I would be an emotional wreck.
Mm-hmm.
But at least I get to do something. I can come here and talk to you guys, and I've been talking to you guys for a while now. And a lot of the times I was on Friday Night Frolic. I was in the chat in the Friday Night Frolics when my mother passed away because I had nothing else to do. It was, things like that. All the chat and all these things have been helping me deal with a lot of really gnarly stuff that's been happening with me in my life, and my grandmother and my mother passing away, and a cousin of ours just passed away like a day ago to cancer, and everybody thought he was doing well.
Yeah.
He lived with me for a little over 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah, these
And
things and websites and communities, they can make such a big difference, particularly when you're going through hard times. It's been said for me. I've gotten through some very tough times just leaning into places like Captain's Channel. Makes a difference.
And good morning, not Ryan Johnson. Good morning, V-Star. Good morning, PCAT, if I haven't said that already. Good morning, NB Geek. And no, there's not going to be any links today. I'm limiting the people I'm allowing up to the members of my Twitter group. And I'll be explaining that more probably in a video I make later today. So there'll be more explanation. I want to try to change this into a more I'm not going to say professional, because I still want it to be fun, and you know, I want people to have fun in the chat.
Exclusive?
But no, not exclusive. Exclusive, yes. I will, but I want people included. Don't get me wrong. But you know, I want this to be more polished than shit show.
What Captain is saying in a roundabout way, Kenjack, is that you and I are the chosen ones.
That's fine. I'll be chosen. You can choose me. Just don't have any funky punch, and don't throw me in a volcano.
No, that won't happen. Yes, there's a Twitter group. I have been trying to add people to it. Unfortunately, Twitter has been acting like a piece of shit lately. So I'm having to send out individual messages rather than adding people to the group, because it won't let me. Go ahead, Averjam.
I was going to say only lately. Twitter's been a pain in the ass only lately.
Okay, more of a pain in the ass.
Yeah, let's be accurate.
And someone from that group. Oh, dear Lord.
Eastlyn Burkholder's in the chat. Good morning, Eastlyn. And she says, think of it as your living room. Some snacks into the carpet is not allowed. I don't know who she's equating to being soft snacks, but I sort of get what she's getting at.
Oh, I am chosen. I've been a chosen one. My entire life, I've been wishing to be the chosen one.
Howdy,
I don't
bird.
understand. It says Ozzy or Prey on the thumbnail, but it sounds like Gummo Prey.
Oh, I know. I live here on the chosen land of Australia.
With dingoes and the roos.
And the crocs, crikey.
We'll have a bit of Ozzy.
Hi.
How are you feeling, Bird? How are you today, sir?
I'm still getting over whatever. I think it was a little bit more than a cold. But the antibiotics seem to be helping. Unfortunately, now Mama Prey has got whatever I had.
Oh dear.
So we got to call her doctor today and get her a prescription for the good stuff that seemed to work well for me.
The good stuff. So what are your thoughts on
nephew?
What are your thoughts on the latest? What are your thoughts on the latest Star Trek, Bird?
Yeah, it could have been a lot worse. Let's put it that way. I didn't love it, but I mean, it was made for kids, so I didn't expect I'd love it, but
I've noticed that Star Trek fans,
it wasn't great. I'll tell you that much. It certainly
did I
didn't
get
make
muted?
me love Star Trek again. But it could have been worse, or it could have been.
How does it compare to something like Lower Decks on the enjoyment scale?
Oh, I much prefer Lower Decks.
Yeah.
Wow.
On the other hand, though, it hasn't insulted Star Trek yet. I don't think, like Lower Decks does in some occasions. Lower Decks, in some cases, Lower Decks can make me angry, whereas this show so far cannot, because I don't even think of it as Star Trek, and B, it's not connected to anything, whereas Lower Decks tries to insert itself all throughout the existing Star Trek timeline.
Yeah.
Constantly bringing up Spock and Captain Kirk and TNG and Voyager and DS9. So that's, when they do it right, it's great. But when they do it wrong, it's awful. Whereas this show, it other than Hologram Janeway, which is the dumbest name I've ever heard, it's its own thing. So it really can't mess up anything else.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the hologram Janeway at least sounds like it's tying it into mainline canon, or trying to.
Well, except for the fact that, I mean, she's not Janeway. She's just a hologram that was based on Janeway. And, we have no idea even what century it takes place in right now. So who knows?
I get you. It's a very slight reference, but the implication being that in that universe, Captain Janeway was very much a real individual, right? Because the hologram is based on her. So they're trying to make some kind of link, at least, I guess. Lower Decks, however, leans very heavy on the member berries, in my opinion. I haven't seen season 2. I watched season 1 of Lower Decks, and I kind of felt like at its core there was a decent show there, but for me it was at its strongest when it dropped the comedy and lent more into the drama and the kind of the human story side things.
I agree.
I actually felt it would have, for me, but for my own kind of like enjoyment, I think it would have been a better series if they'd have just dropped the comedy and just gone for a straight human drama kind of Star Trek show. There's some good stuff in there. Now, that's not to say that I think there can't be a Star Trek comedy. I'm perfectly okay with there being just all-out, balls to the wall Star Trek comedy show. I just don't think that this particular show lands the comedy especially well. It's very hit and miss for me, mostly miss. So yeah, I had mixed feelings on Lower Decks.
And Professor Brady Specs, check your Twitter, please.
And Mountain says, if that was really genuine, he would have spaced the nut and nail up, then sipped her coffee.
Is that a hint, Mountains Elysium?
I guess he does like the coffee breaks. Kenjack, I think, talking about lower decks, they should have done if they're going to decode, they need to do a regular version of Gears. That's where it would be. Well, for 8 years,
I would like that.
Well, it was kind of Space Nine, possibly. It was out for 8 years, so they thought done that. I mean, I can see the ability maybe touch
bloody hell
based on that. Am I roboting?
Time for a colorful metaphor there, Aberjam.
Am I roboting?
Yes.
Okay. I'll take my cue. Have a great stream. Take care, everyone.
Take care. So, Osseo Prey, what's going on? I guess
Mama Prey came in with Nephew O'Prey, so you hear her in the background.
I heard her voice. I didn't hear what she was saying, but yes.
She was talking to Nephew.
Yes.
We actually got some sleep this morning. Sis O'Prey managed to keep him busy and was able to do a little stuff with him this morning. So Mama O'Prey didn't have to get up at 5 in the morning or 4 in the morning for him. So I don't know. We'll see how the day goes. I feel terrible that she's sick. I haven't seen Mama O'Prey sick in years. I mean, I've seen her go into the hospital. That was a year ago.
Yeah.
Yesterday was when she went into the hospital. But this is like a cold or respiratory infection compared to whatever. I mean, this is a lot less severe, I guess, than she had before. But.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, pre-COVID, it would have been easy. You would have just called somebody in and said, we'll hire a nurse for a couple days that'll help out. But now it's a little more difficult to do that. I mean, I guess you could, but and let's see here. Darth Haster, check your Twitter. LDG, I'm having a problem sending a message to you on Twitter. Give me just a minute. I'm going to try again. I'm making my coffee, and I'm going to go ahead and play the coffee break because I need that.
Coffee break. Play the coffee break.
Because that was requested anyhow. So here we go.
Listen to me very carefully because I'm only going to say this once. Coffee. Black.
Coffee. Black. While I've got your attention, there are...
Coffee first. Well, this mentor would like another cup of coffee. I'm just going to have to give up coffee. Want some coffee?
If I'm not mistaken, that's your 3rd cup this morning.
4th, and on a day like today, it won't be my last. Coffee. The finest organic suspension ever devised. Commander, set a new course. There's coffee in that nebula.
Let's all head to the lobby. Let's all head to the lobby. The intermission song. The YouTubers should be able to all the popcorn and candy within a like 1 mile radius of all their viewers. This way, we get some of that sweet, sweet candy money that movie theaters make in. What do you think, Cap?
I like that idea. I like it.
Good. So you'll figure out how much popcorn and candy you've eaten while watching me over the last 3-4 years and send a check.
Let's see here. Since I've eaten no popcorn in about 12 years, that'll be nothing. Candy, I've sent you enough in super chats for that. And yeah, I'll cut you a check sometime.
What about sodas?
Oh, sodas. Yeah. Well, I get those on sale. So let's see here.
We don't have sales. In fact, we mark them up quite high. So
I forgot you're in Kuroga, not in the U.S.
Yeah, you're not getting a 2 liter of fountain soda for $1. This is like $8 for a small. No free refills.
Jeez. Hey everybody.
Hey Darth Aster, what's going on?
That is cheap for over here. I think it's like $10. They jacked it up. I think it's like $9-10 for I think the biggest size, and they offer like free refills.
That's what I'm saying though. This is the smallest size and no free refills.
Well, you don't get free refills on the small ones anyway. You got to get the big motor truck, the extra large, to get the free refills. But they when I go, they're like, you don't get free refills.
You son of a
You
bitch.
will drink us out of.
Yeah.
Yeah, they limited me to 1 free refill.
That's bullshit.
That is.
Yeah. Of course,
Fine.
when I go to the movies,
Fill it
when
with
I go
butter.
to the movies, I make like a freaking day trip. Like I spend like the whole day there. I don't go home till like night.
I see. You're watching more than one movie.
Yeah, I spend like
you're gonna get your money's
what?
worth out of those refills.
Yeah.
That's
I spend like
interesting.
my whole day at the theaters.
Do they have refills for popcorn too?
The largest.
Yeah, the largest. And it depends. And like I said, it's like I think. Let's see. I think they jacked up the largest one to about $6 for a popcorn. The large one with the free refills. $6.50, depending on which theater you go to, because there's like at least two different theaters around where I'm at.
Well, see, that's actually not bad for a theater popcorn, considering they're getting. That's how they're making their money. Yeah. I fully support that.
Yeah,
That's
they
fine.
make it off of the freaking concessions for sure. They don't make it off the ticket sales. They don't get that much of a cut off the freaking ticket sales. It's the concessions where their money's at.
Who the fuck moved your volume all the way down? There. Much better.
What about my volume?
It was at like 45. It was at like 45%. Ah, I see now why. Because of the yeah.
I have no idea. I didn't touch it. Or
Were you
do
on?
you?
Were you on any
You have
streams last night?
last night? No, I was either home or hanging with the Munchkins last night. And by the time I got home, I was dead tired. I was like, I ain't going on no streams. I'm not. Nope. I watched a couple of movies, watched a couple of scary movies, and went to bed. I watched that 2011 thing, The Thing.
Uh-huh.
It was all right, but it's not Kurt Russell thing. No. It was good for what it was,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not no John Carpenter's The Thing.
Oh yeah, nothing's going to match up to that.
Sorry, got all the extra noise. I was kind of cranking me out a cigarette.
And now I'm going to okay.
So, what have you been into, Kevin? How'd you spend your Halloween?
Quietly.
Quietly?
Mm-hmm.
I bet you that
I
was
was
fun.
I was actually on a couple of streams last night, and then I was having some pain when I was on LDGs. So I went ahead and took the supplemental pain medicine, which knocks me out, and so yeah. Then I went to sleep.
Yeah, I woke up this morning in a quake kind of mood. I was running through a couple boards on that. I have the hardest time on this one board. I even forget the name of it. There's this one level I've been trying to get through. It's on one of the expansions. It's Judgment Call. I hate that one off of the Disillusion of Eternity expansion. I hate it.
And let's see here. Okay. Good morning, 54.5 Access Radio. Good morning, the Fandom Menace, or the Random Menace, excuse me. Good morning, Darius Munchausen. Will you be streaming later today? Let's see here. I think I'm caught up on all the people in the chat. Everybody's saying hi to each other. I always like that. It's always good to see people actually talking. That's definitely a good thing. So let's see here. What did you do for Halloween, Bird?
Is Bert even there? Oh, Aussie, that's right. What did you do for your birth or for Halloween? I like your question, Mountains of Elysium. Quick poll, am I crazy? That's like asking, am I evil?
Mountains of Elysium. Okay, let's put it this way. Everyone in the chat, put in a 1 if Mountains of Elysium is crazy. Notice there's not another option. I did leave you a link in Discord.
Mountains of Elysium, you answered your own question. If you think you're crazy, you're more than likely not insane.
So you might
'Cause
want to
real
check your
ins-
Discord there.
Real insane people don't know they're crazy.
Oh, agreed.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what took so long me coming up. I was trying to see if I could finish up this one board. Trying to get some muscle memory back. If I really wanted to get some muscle memory back, I'd probably try to do it on the PC. But I got most of my my trophy achievements unlocked on the the PS4 version, so I'm doing it on that.
And unfortunately, I had to mute myself for a minute. Thank you for filling in, Darth Pastor.
Well, I was kind
And we're
of
joined.
telling you what I was actually doing. I was playing some Quake and trying to get some muscle memory back and stuff for but I figured if I really wanted to get muscle memory back, I'd do it on PC, but that's not where I have all my trophies at. Going for that platinum on Quake. And the platinum is where you get all the trophies for that certain game.
Yep.
I think the hardest one is gonna be the hitless run on the Pain Maze. Oh my god, that's gonna be hard. Cause you got to do it on like Nightmare. Hey LDG.
Yo. What's going on, guys?
Not too much. What's going on with you?
Pretty rested. Doing good. Getting ready for today. Got a few things to take care of. Gotta get ready for Chris's Rumble tomorrow. Get his thumbnail up and running. A couple other things. Look for a job, etc. Lots of fun. Can't stay too long. I'm pretty much gonna smoke like 2 cigarettes, have a coffee, and then I gotta get to it. So
Absolutely.
apologize if I have to cut my exposure short today.
Not a problem. Well, hopefully you got your audio issue figured out, Professor. So that would be a good thing.
No. Hey, Dave G Sound, what's going on? Hey, thanks everybody who came by, and yeah, I got 420 yesterday, so happy 420 to me. Woohoo! Yay!
Yay!
And more importantly, I still have 420 this morning. So YouTube
that's even more important.
Yeah, that's even more important. YouTube didn't take it away from me.
Well, I remember the day I had all of a sudden 7 people subscribed to my channel. What happened the next morning? 9 people were taken away. Like, lovely. Make a move forward, I get pushed back 2 steps further back.
Yeah.
I think somehow 500 is a magic number because they're fighting me getting up to that.
Yeah, I feel that too. Like 100 is one of the numbers. I almost think it's like every 100 almost, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, 420 seems to be a safe number. Go figure.
You had 400.
I stayed on 420.
I think the 420 guy, which was, I think his name was like Route 6 or something like that. And I think he found me because when I checked the analytics, I got an extra 6.5% exposure by putting the term 420 in the title. So I think Mr. 420 was 420 because he typed 420 and found me because of that. So some random guy who's looking for 420 streams and found me, and he said something like it made it sound like he he knew he was it. He was number 420 or something. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I'm at 420 now. Dave G's awesome, man. Hell yeah, dude.
Well, somebody, I can't remember right offhand because I've not had enough coffee yet. Going for their 200th subscriber, and they were like too short. So I went ahead and went over, made sure I was subscribed, and I'm now number 200. So, but it's definitely going to be a good morning. I'll say. Hopefully, you'll be able to get some work. LG. Am I coming from?
You're cutting out a little bit.
No, I'm not.
You're
Okay.
roboting like a boss, man.
Okay, I will be back. Darth Aster, you're in charge.
All right. So how was your Halloween, LDJ?
It was pretty good. I had a few trick-or-treaters. It's not the same as it used to be, but it's all good. Mainly the stream we had last night was pretty kicker. We got like 17 people hanging out with us for like a good hour and a half. Hung out, had a few laughs, got chill. Good times.
I spent time with the Munchkins last night.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I had two good streams yesterday. So I had my morning coffee with pickle stream, which if anyone missed that one, you might want to give that a watch. We had the stream last night for an hour and a half, and then we had the Nerdgasm. Yeah, I think you were there too. The Nerdgasm the night before, which was pretty fun, which we just got last night. They blocked the shit out of us, so I had to trim a few pieces out for it to get visible again.
Wow.
Well, Chris decided to play fucking Saturday Night Live. So yeah, guys, stay away from playing Saturday Night Live shit on your YouTube.
Yeah, I know better to play Saturday Night Live clips. I'm not.
You know, these fucking YouTube, man. I'm telling you, man. If you want to give the people who have the clips, oh wait, which StreamYard am I on? Oh, there we go. If you want to give the people who have clips the right to say that we get to strike you or we get to do whatever the fuck if we use your clips, you know, maybe make that information fucking available on the damn page so we know, instead of the whole landmine option of taking clips and not knowing if we're going to get fucked or not until after we use it. Why don't you put a damn warning on the damn page that says this clip is semi-usable, not usable. If you use it, you get struck. Kind of warning. You know, wouldn't that be like, I don't know, helpful?
Are you one of the guys that push for the hot labels on McDonald's coffee?
I don't push for it, but yeah, I believe it should be there if you're a responsible coffee provider. I mean, coffee does come in different degrees, right? It's not like it's just because it says coffee doesn't mean it's hot, right?
Yeah.
You have cold coffee. You have people ordering 2 cold coffees and 2 hot coffees, right? You can have any cup you want, so it's not like you see that shit, right? Shouldn't there be a label?
Yeah, but usually the hot coffees and the cold coffees are like in different cups, like different type cups.
Yes, but that's not necessarily guaranteed, though, right? I could do whatever the hell I want as a business owner. I can have a single coffee cup that goes for all kinds of coffee if I want to, Why would I spend more money having two different types of cups? Like, that's not necessarily
You're
the
right,
case.
and it's not business savvy, and it's kind of asinine.
Yeah,
I see
I
where
mean,
you're getting
geez
at.
Louise, coffee cup's a coffee cup. But yeah, I mean, is there such a harm to have it? I mean,
No, no, not really. It's just
why have the when you go to look at McDonald's and the other people when you get a soda, right? Why label the soda? Why do you have all those little perforations that you can click down that says Dr. Pepper or Coke?
all in
Yeah.
case you get like a group of people that order different types of sodas, so you know which one to give
Well, there you
certain
go.
people.
If you can label that, then you can
That's why
easily
it's
tell
there.
hot or not, whether it's a hot coffee or a cold coffee. You know?
And even then, I've still been known for people to get it mixed up because, especially Coke and Dr. Pepper, because they both look the same. They're the same dark type of soda.
Yeah. Yeah. And I guess you could say the same about coffee. You don't really know if coffee's hot or not just by looking at the color.
All right, I'm back.
What's going on?
Mark Krell was freaking hilarious. He's like, hot coffee, cold coffee, Irish coffee without coffee. I believe that's
coffee.
I believe that's called whiskey, sir.
Yep.
Yeah, I believe that's just called fucking whiskey. Oh shit. Now that made my morning.
And good morning, MJ Garrick.
I don't even think Osseo Prey's here.
I doubt it.
You know, and then you got people like, and I've seen this firsthand because my father's one. You got people who like who actually request different hotness. Some people like it really fucking hot. Some people just like it warm hot. You know what I mean?
My dad likes it lava.
Yeah, exactly. My father likes it lava too. He'll put it in the microwave for 5 minutes and then put it in for another 5 minutes after. Like it wasn't fucking boiling enough. Me, I like it hot, but not burning tongue hot. I like it hot enough where right before it burns your tongue kind of hot. Not too hot, but hot. You know what I mean? Everyone's got their preferences, but you don't go to McDonald's asking for fucking, can I get 72-degree hot coffee, please?
Actually, you probably could.
You should be able to, but I doubt. I've never seen that before. It's not like they have
I wish they had hot French fries instead of hot coffee.
Oh, there he is.
Dave,
French fries
bad.
would be nice,
I
but,
was here the entire time. You guys were besmirching my good name.
You're good what?
My good name, sir.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Last time I checked, Osseo Prey is because we all know Osseo Prey comes with standing ovation, right? Actually, I think Osseo Prey is the one that has the 50-50 mark. Some of it love it, some of it don't.
That's true.
I don't think Dave G Sound's the only one that's actually done that trick.
No.
I have a friend. One of my cousins works at the local 7-Eleven in my hometown.
Mm-hmm.
She says she's caught people all the time trying to do that shit.
Well,
at least 4 a day.
Yeah. There was one time I went to the dentist, and so I wanted coffee afterwards. They'd done some work. They said, don't do anything. Don't have anything too hot or too cold. So what I did was I took part of a cup of the iced coffee and added regular coffee to it. It was still warm, but it wasn't hot. And it was the right temperature. So it's like, okay. But I wasn't trying to steal anything. I said, I took a little bit of the other the iced coffee. They're like, yes, big deal. No problem. But I wasn't trying to hide it either, so. And Darius, if you would like to come up, I've sent you a link on Twitter.
That reminds me of the time I was accused of stealing at a local 7-Eleven. I walked into a 7-Eleven to see if they had a certain drink. They didn't have it, so I left. And as I'm leaving on my motorcycle, the manager comes out and bitches about me, accusing me of stealing. I happened to hear him through my helmet and motorcycle. I turned back around, right? And this is a new manager, too. I used to go always to 7-Eleven. This is new manager, right? Little punk-ass bitch who thinks he knows more than most people, who doesn't care about other people's feelings. Fucking turned my ass around, walked back in there, cursing a fucking storm. So much so that the people that were about to walk into the 7-Eleven saw me, stopped, and turned back around and left. That's how pissed I was. Walked in that store. I said, "What the fuck did you just say to me?" He goes, "Yo, you think twice before you come in here and steal again." I'm like, "Bitch," and I emptied my pockets right on the fucking table. I said, "What the fuck did I steal from you, man?" He goes, "Then what the fuck were you in here for?" And I was like, straight up to him, "I came in here looking to see if you had a blah, blah, blah." I don't remember what it was. And I said, "You didn't have it, so I fucking left." He goes, "Oh, you're right. We don't have that one." I'm like, "Yeah, that's right, bitch." Then think next time before you fucking accuse me of stealing. I'm the guy who will walk into a burning building to save your family, motherfucker. I don't need fucking accusations of saying I'm some fucking thief. Needless to say, we didn't see that manager about a week or two after he either got fired or quit. I don't know. Maybe the manager, the actual owner, saw the reel the night before and saw me, and he knows me. And I fixed his computers for him. And
Maybe he got promoted.
We got some
promoted to fucking fired. Yeah. But I didn't see him after like a week. He was gone. But that guy was a dick. On the way he was, his attitude.
VP of operations.
As soon as I walked in the store, you could tell he was like, "All right, I'm gonna stand up to this guy." I'm like, "Bro."
He sounded like he's about to get promoted to vice president of getting his ass whooped.
I was fucking, dude. I had my death face on. I felt bad for that lady that turned me. Like, she saw me and she thought I was gonna rob the place, or I was gonna do something. She like immediately turned around and left. I was pissed. You don't accuse me of fucking stealing. Not unless you know I'm stealing or you caught me actually fucking stealing. But this goes to show people automatic freaking perceptions. Perception is 9/10 of stupidity. You saw a guy who just walked in and walked out and just assumed he stole something.
Mm-hmm.
Actually have fucking, if you don't have what I want, I'm not going to sit there and compromise and say, "Oh, no, I'm looking for this. I want this."
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I want something else. You didn't have it. I walked back out. And it's not like I had a backpack on or
it's like I came in looking for Surge. You didn't have shit, so I left.
Yeah. So it's not like I had baggy clothes on because I don't wear baggy clothes. I didn't have, a baggy or anything to conceal anything in. That's why I was laughing my ass off. I'm like, you're looking at a big guy who's wearing tight clothes and you're saying I stole a fucking can of something that would be obviously bulging out of my pockets if I had it on me.
And you're on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
How you gonna hide something on a freaking motorcycle? What are you, freaking Houdini?
I was on my way home. I wanted a fucking drink. I think I was looking for the Four Locos or something. I was looking for some drink that wasn't exactly on the freaking everyday model in stores, and he didn't happen to have it. So yeah, you don't have it. I'm not gonna drink because what am I gonna have? Like Mike's Hard Lemonade? No, fuck that shit. I want my damn drink.
Oh, that shit gives me heartburn. Does it give you heartburn?
Yeah, I can't have Mike's Hard Lemonade now that they have all those different flavors, but regular, yeah.
That wrecks me.
Which is funny because I was looking for a Four Loko. I pretty much believe that's what I was looking for, which is almost as worse, sorta. But like Mike's Hard Lemonade, it's lemon, so lemon flavors.
Unfathomable. Wow, how's that unfathomable? I have managers do that all the time for me anymore, and I'm like, listen here, I'm a lot of things, but I'm not a damn thief. Here, you can even search me. I'll pull my pockets out and everything.
Yeah, well, that's what I did. I emptied my shit right on his fucking table. That one, no question. You're gonna sit here and call me a goddamn thief.
That happened to me last year when I went to the local Go Mart. Same experience. Yeah, I had to do the whole spiel. Empty out my pockets and everything. Manager called me out. I'm like, you didn't have what I wanted, so I left. And now you're accusing me of stealing. Here, I emptied my pockets here. This is all I have with me. Even put my lighter on the freaking thing. And then he tried to accuse me of stealing that. I'm like, okay, look at that lighter real quick. Does it have a safety on it? Most Bics, when you buy them, have safeties on them. Does that have a safety on it, sir? He said, no. That's how you know. Because I take mine off as soon as I get them.
And you wouldn't have had time to have taken it off there. So, yeah. And good morning, Professor Brady Specs.
Good morning, Captain Trek. How are we doing today?
Doing well, thank you.
Oh, good to hear that. Trying to wake up myself.
Howdy, Professor.
Good morning, Darth Haster. Hello, LDG and Aussie.
You're looking interstellar today.
I think it's more Star Trek. But... Sorry, that was a joke.
Looks like
there's a movie
going into hyperspace.
It's warp speed.
Yeah. That makes more sense. Star Trek warp speed. Yeah. I get it.
If it was interstellar, I'd be going through a wormhole.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Imagine that. Yeah, so you went into the store, bought something, and left.
There was this one time at band camp. I played an oboe with my butt. It wasn't my oboe.
Oh, dear Lord.
Let's just say the instructor had a real shitty day.
Oh, my God.
That's terrible.
Oh, my God.
No, I'm just kidding. I just made. Oh, that's not a real scenario.
I'd hope not.
Oh.
And no, good morning, V-Star. No, you didn't miss the link. I have not put it in the chat. I think Darth Haster, do you know how to get a message to V-Star?
I believe I do.
Okay. You can. I'm giving you permission to send the link to her if you'd like.
I know I can. If you can't, Haster.
And Mar was here, and then he wasn't.
Yeah, I got you, V-Star. I'm gonna tweet the link on Twitter. 1 second.
Eat a bowl of shit.
You sure that's a good idea?
Joking.
That's like.
Make sure to add some diarrhea sauce to it. So yeah.
Oh God, dude, that's the last fucking image.
Why does Molly Hatchet's flirt? Why does
that in my head right now.
why does Molly? I tell
Go
you, I
ahead,
don't need
Darth.
in my head right now. Why is Molly Hatchet's flirting with disaster playing in my head right now?
I don't know. Did you take your crazy
I'm
pills this minute?
heading down the road and I'm flirting with disaster. Because that's exactly what that is. All right, I hope I got the right profile. But here it is. Is it the one with a well-adjusted, unbalanced badass? That's the profile says on.
Darius, I already have you as a friend on Discord.
Let's see here.
Play some Rob Zombie.
Oh boy.
I don't think I could reach it right now with
Son,
having
go
the
away.
headset on and everything at the moment.
So what? You're on mobile. Okay,
You
that
should have
explains
the link.
why.
I don't like mobile.
Nope. Definitely don't. I don't care for the mobiles on most of the things. I have Darius on my Twitter, so I'm not sure what's. I also have him on my. Am I not coming in again? For fuck's sake!
No, we can hear you. We can hear you. Sorry.
I just looked and I noticed that there was no ring at first.
You're,
It's like,
you're
what?
coming in okay.
I was hoping Yvette would be around today.
She is busy. That's all I know.
She's passed
Well,
out right now.
The reason I say that is because a lot of positive feedback on the new Doctor Who episode that premiered yesterday.
I'm sure, seeing though we know that's the step one of her departure. Though I heard the new companion, you can't understand where jack shit.
I've not seen the episode yet. I plan to watch it today, but I just wanted her opinion about it. Spoiler free, of course, since I haven't seen it. But a lot of people that have been down on the show really enjoyed it.
There are a few people that I'm sure won't be, but yeah, I'd like to actually hear from people who are open to seeing what happens, and I think you're one of them, Professor.
That myself. Maybe Dr.
Alex.
Alex.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you right now, fucking, I'll watch it today. I'll watch it today and let you know.
Yeah, I just haven't gotten around to watching it yet, but I plan to today.
Let's see here. Bert should have open lines tomorrow, so you'll be able to talk about it. If you're not able to come on to Morning Brew tomorrow, at least you'll be able to go on there and mention something if you're not working at that time.
Yeah, unfortunately, Tuesdays I work during the day. I get there early, and I work till 5 Central, so that kind of precludes both shows for the most part.
Yeah.
Beating me down.
So, okay, what's on the agenda for today, Bird or Aussie?
Nothing, Jeff. I mean, nothing I can plan. Just to try to do bed life at 4.
Okay, so bed life is not certain, but should be at 4.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty close, but as best as I can promise. Who knows what's going on?
Yeah.
I'm just glad you're feeling better, Bird. You're on the mend. I'm sorry Mama Pray's not feeling well.
Thank you.
Please send her our best wishes.
Absolutely.
Feeling better. How's Charlie feeling?
He's on antibiotic too now.
Okay.
He's also pretty congested.
Poor guy.
Oh, interesting.
And is Sissoko still on the mend? I'm sorry, LDG.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, she's still
doing all right.
Yeah, she's doing the best out of all of us. Except for the fact she can't lift Charlie.
Right.
There we go. Kel Penn, Harold and Kumar, and House Star comes out as gay 37 minutes ago.
Woohoo.
The Indian guy and Harold and Kumar?
Yeah, the Indian guy, yeah.
They made so many jokes about gay people in the movie, especially with Neil Patrick Harris.
It says Kel Penn is engaged to his partner of 11 years.
I mean, that's good for him. I just don't see
really
why it's
changed my life, but they're just saying I'm a little surprised only that he would choose to make fun of gay people to make his movie funnier. But I guess that's not surprising. I mean, it was low-hanging fruit at the time. And it was also fun. I mean, not like it was meant mean jokes. They were fun jokes.
Right.
Nobody honestly thought that he looked down on Neil Patrick Harris.
I thought everybody made fun of Neil Patrick Harris back then. But
hell, even Neil Patrick Harris made fun of himself back then.
He was
I mean-
basically the Wesley Crusher of network television.
Yeah.
But it turned out when he became an adult, he was a ton cooler than Will Wheaton.
Mm-hmm.
I'd much rather have I don't know about a beer, but I don't drink beer, but much rather hang out with Neil Patrick Harris than Will Wheaton.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure him and his partner would be fun to hang out with. You know, go to a bar or whatever, and hang out and talk. That would be, you know, the funny thing is, I was on. Unfortunately, I was having mic problems, and I was on Culture Casino's live stream yesterday with Drunk 3PO, and at least I got to say a couple of things. But you know, people that are well known. I joined his Discord. One of the rules is not to ask about him and what's her name?
Oh, yeah, Star Wars lady.
Gina Carano. Gina Carano. And my thought was, why would people? I mean, it just seems stupid. It's personal. Okay, so he knows her. Yeah, big deal. It's like, good on you. That's cool, but it has nothing to do with me. So hey, cool, good to know. But you know, I wouldn't go to him and ask him about that, because I would be more interested in his suggestions for YouTube. That would be what I would want to talk to him about. Is his ideas, his suggestions, his thoughts and opinions, versus, you know, gossip. You know.
Not so much me.
I know you'd rather do the gossip.
No, not that. It's just I don't assume that people like that actually know the answer to the question. It's not like they do their own YouTube. People like that just do the show. You see a YouTuber and you automatically assume that they do everything. No, didn't work that way.
As I said, that would be the things. Those would be the things I would be talking about, not these rumor things that, honest to God, don't matter to me. You know, I wish. Oh, by the way, thank you, Darius, for putting in the name Gina Carano, because I couldn't think of the name. And yes, gets it dropping names, big deal.
You know, but it's just more. It's more clouding, smoke and mirrors, right? If there's nothing going on, then why not be able to say anything? It should be an easy answer. By simply just promoting the fact that you can't say anything indicates that something is going on. So,
Well, no, the thing was that there were
people.
people that were just obsessed with it, and that's all they would talk about. It's just like, don't ask. Why?
that's fine. Like I said, if they ask, they know how to push it. They know how to push the conversation out. Don't like you have to hang on the conversation. Someone asks, you say the answer you need to say and move on. Done. Very simple.
Yes, but after answering it hundreds of times, you get tired of it, so don't ask.
You don't want
Easier
people
to say.
Yeah, but I mean, you're going to get that no matter what it is. It is what it is, man. If you don't want people asking questions about your life, then don't have a life. No matter what it is, people are going to ask a million questions. No matter what it is, it doesn't matter. It's Gina Carano or fucking whatever the fuck.
Becky Brownwater from down the street.
I would.
I don't know. I just made a name up.
Yeah, I figured as much.
All right. It's almost about that time.
Well, you have a good day, LDG. I hope your work goes well.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait until
Did you find work?
Finish all that out. You don't have to kick me out just yet.
Well, no, you were saying it was about that time.
Almost about that time. Sorry, I tried to make that clear. I'll finish my coffee, then I'll run to the store. Go to Wawa. Do you guys got Wawa, by the way?
What?
Wawa. Do you have a
I've heard of Wawa. That's like mostly Virginia and coastal areas. Wawa.
Yeah, it came to Florida like not so long ago. Kind of basically replaced 7-Eleven as a gas station / mini grocery place. I know 7-Eleven you can get like milk and shit, but it's like, they just have it like in the corner. Like this is a little bit more open. You can get subs, sandwiches, pasta, bowls, and then the average, little mini groceries, if you need to. And it's pretty big. Every single one I've gone to, it's like at least twice the size minimum of a 7-Eleven, the average 7-Eleven.
That's pretty
But
big.
they sprung up all over the fucking place. Like literally, like one opened up and then another one opened up, another one opened up, another one. I thought it was competing with fucking Racetrack, because Racetrack was being the one that was taking over from 7-Eleven, and then Wawa comes and just blows Racetrack out of the water. It's a nice place. Anyway, I'm gonna head over there, grab what I need to get, come back to the house, and then I'll get to work. And I know we got a few things going on today. No Bird's doing his stream,
Or should be. It depends.
Yep.
Hopefully he feels up to it and things aren't hectic around there.
The big thing for tomorrow is going to be the Rumble. So we got the championships for the Rumble tomorrow.
What is that noise?
That would be LDG.
Bird?
It's most likely that bird that just flew by.
Okay.
We have lovely birds in the back. Quite interesting. I had some really fucked up birds last night that sounded like bats when I was streaming. And these fucking like all together, like really weird.
Well, they were in costume. It was Halloween after all. So
Absolutely.
When it's bats.
Because I never heard those kind of sounds before. I'm used to hearing like all the bird sounds. I know that. I recognize that one. I recognize that one. I recognize that one. But last night, there's like whatever that was, and it was like a whole flock of them doing it at the same time, and it was just almost not like ducks. I'm making it sound like it's ducks, but it's it was more like a batty thing. Like, fuck, do bats make that much noise?
Well, I don't know.
Florida, but I don't know if bats fly in Florida. I have no clue.
I'm sure they do. I'm sure you can find that out easily, though.
But it was quite ominous, and they kept like going around in circles a little bit. Like it took a minute for them to like finally go.
And thank you, Darius, for putting in LDG's link. Always good to see. And I like the sounds that you're putting in, Yitza.
Tweak. No, it wasn't a tweak. It was almost like a. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know how to explain it. It's like a squirm. I guess I'll watch the Doctor Who episode later when I get some time while I'm working. No promises, though.
I'll probably watch it this afternoon.
I'll be pretty pissed if she actually does like get a good season when she finally leaves. But I just don't see that happening. She's bombed dramatically. She's bombed the role bad.
Well, I will say that this series is set up in a fashion that favors Chris Chibnall, his style of writing. It's just one story. And he seems to excel at that kind of story writing.
Let's
So
see,
it's
you
like
had the Doctor kill a TARDIS, right? So you already had the Doctor kill a TARDIS. You completely decannoned the entire fucking storyline of the Doctor. You fired one of the best freaking companions ever. You teased and trolled us with Captain Harkness. You gave us boring upside down stories.
Ooh, speaking of Doctor Who,
I don't think
Yeah.
I see Captain Jack anymore.
I heard something about Billie Piper. She said she'd be interested in coming back if David Tennant came back too.
Of course she would be if David Tennant came back.
I think this was in relation to the 60th anniversary.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, so you heard about it too?
Yeah, I
Yes.
heard about it.
Which
Yeah, we
would be
think
in
so.
about 2 years.
Yeah, I'm a Billie Piper fanatic, so I kind of heard about it.
Oh, so am I. Yeah, she was awesome. But
I kind of liked her pop career.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think she only had like one album that came over to the States. I had it.
And Good Morning, the 18.
pleasure.
Yeah, but there was too much drama between her and Tennant, the girlfriend, and everything.
So what are you hoping for, Professor, as far as the Doctor Who? I know you're not.
Well,
you haven't seen it yet, but
no, I haven't seen it. Oh, good story. I know there's a new companion, so I hope he does well. And from all indications, he did. From what I've read, I tried to stay away from people talking about it because I didn't want to be spoiled. But I've stayed in the non-spoilerish areas, and so far so good. From what I've heard, a lot of people are very up on the story. So I'm just hoping. And if people don't know, this is a 6-part story, and they haven't done that very much in Doctor Who histories. But this does favor Chris Chibnall's style of writing. He's known for Broadchurch, which was that kind of story writing, and I loved Broadchurch. Broadchurch was just a great British series. But I'm hoping that they'll somehow resolve satisfactorily this timeless child storyline, where everyone will be at least okay with it. Because that story's not done, and that's what everyone is up in arms about right now. It's the timeless child. It ruins Doctor Who's history. I think they're trying to weave a story there where there were elements from the classic series that weren't quite explained. and the story's not done. So let's see what they do with it and see if it can be salvaged.
And I'm sure there are a lot of people that are hopeful for that. Good morning, Star Trek nitpickers. Yes, I've had enough coffee to say that name. Get some sleep, kenjackben, and yes, pumpkins for everyone.
Take care, kenjackben.
Oh, speaking of pumpkins, that's one thing I did do this Halloween. I didn't carve a pumpkin. I usually carve a pumpkin every year.
I mean, you still have time. It just would be late for Halloween. But
Yeah, it'd feel kind of.
you
Yeah, I
could
probably
carve
could
it
still.
and take pictures of it. You know. Say it was from Halloween. Maybe you can find one on sale today. Of course, with
Maybe.
when is Thanksgiving this year? I'm trying to remember.
Thursday.
It's the 25th. It's
Thank
always
you.
the fourth Thursday.
Fourth Thursday. Thank you. Okay, good. All right. So then it'll be
Now, of
exactly
course-
a month until Christmas. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that's very true. The 25th, both months. Of course, Rambling Canuck had to tease us because we're late celebrating Thanksgiving. Of course, Canadians celebrate it in October.
Mm-hmm. That was
Tells us
early.
Americans are always late for everything.
Of course.
Thanksgiving an American holiday.
That's
also
the
Canadian.
ongoing joke.
It's also Canadian.
I was
Yeah.
a Canadian. It didn't take place in Canada.
It's a different name for it. I think it's I can't remember what the name of it is. It's not exactly Thanksgiving, but they treat it like it is Thanksgiving.
Also, they try to.
Exactly.
All right. So they're trying to hump off of it. All right, got it.
It's celebrated the same way. So they basically call it like the Canadian Thanksgiving.
Well,
Exactly.
Pumpkin for
the same as like
Christmas.
Christmas and Boxing Day or something.
Yes, and
Well, I always
Sounds pretty good.
relate Thanksgiving with the harvest. You know, it happens shortly after the harvest, and because they're further north, they're going to have harvest earlier.
right.
So their Thanksgiving is earlier.
And I would like to see that. I would like to see that Darth Astor having a pumpkin for Christmas.
Now I'm getting Nightmare Before Christmas vibes. Kidnap the Santa Claus, tie him in a bag.
Pumpkin pie for Christmas.
Oh, yes. Pumpkin pie for Christmas.
We usually
Well,
have pumpkin pie for Christmas anyway, too. So,
Oh, yeah.
and chocolate mousse.
Precisely.
But I do think Mountains of Elysium has a point. For you, especially, Darth Astor, I think it'd be fitting.
Yeah, that'd be neat. I'll see if I can make an octopus or something on it. That'd be kind of cool.
Ooh.
Even my jack-o'-lanterns have tentacles.
I'm not surprised by that. I know that V-Star has visited you before, so I'm sure she wouldn't be surprised by that either. Because I remember one time she was there when you were on. That was kind of cool. I was a little surprised.
Yeah, that was neat.
Ah,
That wasn't just like one time. That was a few times, actually. Like almost a whole month.
pumpkin soup now in a bowl. Just finished lunch.
I don't know about that.
Actually, I've had pumpkin soup before, and it wasn't bad.
Maybe I should try it.
Maybe I should actually try it. And know what they say? Don't knock it till you do.
It was kind of like a tomato soup, but pumpkin instead of tomatoes.
I like tomato soup, especially with a good grilled cheese. Garlic on the top of the grilled cheese. Oh
yes, that's the stuff.
That is
especially in the fall or winter.
Yeah, or a good bowl of chili.
Oh yeah,
I like a good
cornbread
bowl of chili. Yes, cornbread.
Cornbread with chili. Oh yeah.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Oh, now I'm drooling. I'm talking all this good food. I'm all drooly and stuff over here.
Well, you know what they say. The topics do tend to go all over the place at times, but it is nice to actually be able to talk about some things. I think getting used to the new way of doing things is going to be a little difficult at times, but I'll manage to get invites sent out rather than posting it in the chat.
If I were you, I'd just automatically send to your regulars.
Oh yeah, that's why I'm trying to get the people that I know into the Twitter group. And what I may do is do something as well on Discord, because I think that you can put in a group now for Discord as well, like a group chat.
I heard that's really good, A-Team. I've never really tried it before. Of course, I've never had cinnamon rolls the same time I had chili.
Chili with cinnamon.
Usually, if we make cinnamon rolls, they're gone before I can make any other dish. Like, if I make cinnamon rolls, they disappear.
For some reason, I'm thinking that would be a more spicy chili to kind of, counteract the sweetness.
I kind of like the sweet with the spice.
Yeah. Cottage pie, beef stew. Best, let's see here. Cottage pie or beef stew, best autumn food for me. Ooh. Yeah, I like a good beef stew. Need to have my mom make a roast.
Who doesn't like? I make a
price
good roast.
Of course, with the price of beef now, good God.
Oh, dear Lord, don't even get me started with the price of beef. It's like that better be a golden freaking cow.
No kidding. But
if you got a 2,000-pound Labrador, what the hell are you feeding that dog?
good grief. 2,700 pounds, like Labradors. Yeah. How many Labradors are you talking about? 100? 200?
If that's just, what the hell are you feeding that thing that it's 2,000 some pounds? That's a big Labrador.
Yep.
But it's a monster. May even give Cerberus a run for his money. You know, Cerberus, the three-headed dog, guardian of the underworld.
Yes.
Yeah, that one.
101 Dalmatians. Interesting. That was rather random there. The Random Menace.
He didn't exactly write Dalmatians.
What? Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry.
Jabba the Lab. Jabba-Dor.
Jabba-Dor.
Now, he might have meant Dalmatians. I don't know, but...
Sorry, my brain sometimes auto-completes words.
Oh, I haven't saw all of this.
Yeah, mine does too.
It's just how the brain works.
Yeah.
Well,
you can have any combination of letters as long as you had the first letter and the last letter. Usually your brain can, and the rest of them could be just jumbled. Your brain can figure it out.
Yep.
In West Virginia for over a month. In the hospital for damn near 4 weeks. Then bless God for Darth and butterflies. Agreed. I meant dull motions, yes.
Dull motions. You are definitely random. I'll give you that part.
Now, I have people that I talk to online that their spelling is not always the best, so I have to kind of figure out what's being said.
Yeah. I love 101 Dalmatians too, but I hated Cruella.
Never saw
I love
it.
Emma Stone. I love Emma Stone. She's a good actress, but I hated Cruella. Yeah, I actually saw it. It was terrible. I don't recommend it. I don't. It was just bad. It's like trying to make the worst woman in the world lovable.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, exactly. Why would you do that? Like,
I don't know.
Cruella is supposed to be one of the most cruel, deplorable human villains of Disney canon. So, why on earth would you try to make her likable? It's kind of like a reverse Devil Wears Prada or something. It just doesn't work. It's not working.
I mean, it would have been one thing if they had done. I haven't seen the movie, but I've heard enough about it. What was that one? Shit. The Joker movie.
The Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get to see that one.
I haven't either. But just if they tried to show Cruella in a more positive light, and then show how she became more evil over time, I can understand that. But victim of circumstance kind of thing. Why she wants a coat made of Dalmatians, maybe, if they had shown that she was attacked by Dalmatians or something, I can understand that. But to paint her out as a good, positive character, no, never should have happened. Good evil character, though.
Sure made her look a lot more attractive, her being Emma Stone. But that's neither here nor there. Because I always thought her as like this wretched old designer lady.
No spelling sexless. And the Slavic spelling of anyone on the panel. Yeah, I can agree to that.
Well, I can't spell in Slavic, so.
Exactly.
Usually I can recognize Slavic, but I can't. Can I read it? No.
Slavic probably has the same type of rules that Russian does, which is very. I recognize Russian. Let's put it that way. When I see it, and I'm going, okay, it's Russian. Don't know what it says. But thank you.
Like I could look at it and recognize it's either Russian or Slavic, but to read it, I can't read it.
Wait till my Slovakian keyboard comes in the mail.
Oh,
I
got a feeling we're in trouble.
From the 18, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. All of a sudden we have somebody typing Slavic in the chat.
I pity the fool who messed with my Slavic keyboard.
You can probably reprogram Windows to type in Slavic.
Oh, I'm sure.
I got a feeling we're going to be hitting Google Translate a lot.
Yeah, Google Translate sucks. I'm sorry. I've translated some on that. It's like, oh my God, this is just shitty. I mean, I've even done search for something in English, translate it to another language, and then translated that translation back to English. And it's like, what the fuck? You think you'd start out with the same thing. But no, it was so totally different. Okay, we're not using... Professor, I have no idea what that word is. Can you...
Oh, sorry, I'm not looking at the screen. Acrylic?
Acrylic, thank you. No, we're not using the Cyrillic alphabet, as far as I know.
Is that how you pronounce it at Random Menace?
And Darius says, I have 5 keyboards installed on my phone and 4 on my PC. Slavic is sadly not one of them. Well, here's my question. What are the ones you do have installed? You can have fun with Google Translate. 7 languages before you go back to English and see what it says. Could ask the chat what you originally typed. Oh, I like that. but there would be no way of knowing because, yeah, you'd have to actually take a screen grab of that and go, okay, here's what I said originally. Oh, Lord. Do a side-by-side comparison. Let's see here. Since I'm typing in multiple languages, I can't use the autocomplete. So sometimes my spelling just sucks. Well, sometimes my spelling just sucks too, and I've gotten beyond the point of caring. I'll try my best, but it is what it is.
You can add the language to Windows if you really want to type in it.
Not really, but because I wouldn't know what I was typing.
Well, you could confuse people. Have fun doing that.
Oh, that's true. And let's see here.
Cyrillic? Is that how you pronounce it?
Okay. English, German, Russian, Japanese, QWERTY. Japanese. Now that one I like. And Hangul? I don't know. And Darius says, Professor Brady specs. That's what I do. I install the language packs and the foreign language keyboards. Wow. Google speech to text seems to be working just fine. Well, that's good. I've never tried it though, but hey, that's good.
Well, I'll tell you my new Google font. What's not really new now. I've had it for almost a year. It does a lot better with speech to text than my old iPhone did.
Oh, that's cool.
It's also 4 years newer.
Now that would make
3 years. 3 years.
Okay. So when will you be home, Yosef? You said right now you're on your phone.
Oh, I thought he'd be home right now. I thought he'd be working.
Yeah. He's usually just on his phone when he's out. Yeah.
Oh, that's possible, I suppose. He's usually working at this time, and he works at home, so.
It's a weird French keyboard. Yeah, cool.
We've got geeky keyboard chat in the chat.
Sorry, I'm back. Looks like I'm not going to the store as soon as I thought.
It just says we use 32. Cool. And apparently Google's text-to-speech is better than the Apple one.
From my experience, that is correct. Although I don't use speech to text very often.
Public holiday today. Cool.
Oh, lucky you. We've got one coming up here in the States. Not everybody gets it, but it's Veterans Day on the 11th. I get it.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I figured you would, since you work at a library, but I didn't know if you would be off or not, because
that's kind of a weird one since it floats through the week. It's a different day of the week each year. It's a Thursday this year.
Those are the ones I don't understand, are the ones it's not on a specific date. It's not on a specific day of the week. It's just, it's like, what the? It just like they throw it in there sometime. I don't know. Some of it doesn't make it. The rules don't seem to make sense. Like, Thanksgiving is the fourth Thursday every month. Whatever the fourth Thursday is, or could be a fifth Thursday, but it's a fourth Thursday.
Well, I think they celebrate on the 11th because it was the same day as Armistice Day.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Armistice. Okay.
Back in 1918.
Wow. So what are your plans for today, Joseph, since you're not having to work?
And what exactly are you celebrating? Well, why do you get this day, Joseph?
That's a good question. I hadn't thought of that.
I'm just curious. Yitza says that they are celebrating the death of people.
That seems a little vague.
Yeah, we do that this month too, Yitzi. It's called Thanksgiving.
It's not what we celebrate.
Yeah, though to be more specific, Thanksgiving's more like the 2020 elections for Native Americans.
That's nonsense.
Look it up. Only one tribe was invited to the frickin' Thanksgiving dinner.
There was only one tribe to invite.
No, there wasn't. There was a lot of tribes that felt left out and didn't have a voice.
What?
There was more than one tribe in the whole Thanksgiving arena.
The whole Thanksgiving arena. You mean the small area around the one little town?
No, it was more than one town.
The first Thanksgiving was a single town.
Yes.
A single dinner at a single town.
Yeah. Google it for yourself and find out.
You Google it.
I already did. Did my research on Thanksgiving.
Okay. Google searches are not research.
No, what you find from Google is research. The research is on Google. So yeah, you can't research on Google, but you can find the resource to research on Google. You find credible sources that talk about
Correct.
it.
Let's put it this way. I would be selective with my use of credible sources because things
Always be
are often,
selective.
things can be, any idiot can make themselves look like a credible source and print information that is utter bullshit.
True, but there are also good sources that are there as well.
Random Menace says necro tourism, visiting graves of your loved ones and family.
That that's a funny thing. I know people in my family who go to visit graves regularly. I don't. I don't. The person I know is not there. That's like that's like keeping a peanut shell after you've eaten the peanut. It serves no purpose. The memory is of the person. That's not the person. It's just it's hard to explain, but it'd be like keeping old computer equipment that's broken when all you need is the hard drive. Try to avoid visiting graves. I'll try to not remember the day of their death. I try to remember good things. Yes. Agreed.
Well, I can't wake up this morning. Sorry.
Again, I know people who find comfort in that. So, just like entertainment, if something entertains you, if something comforts you, do it. That's fine. So long as it doesn't hurt anybody else, I'm all for it.
Sorry, I try not to be racist. I guess I failed. Or was your comment in reference to the Random Menace? That's quite a look, LDG.
That's the sun is too bright here. Trying to read something.
So what would you call Black Friday?
That's a good question. That's a good question. Because obviously
He'll come up with something witty, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure. But, Black Friday typically stood for the Friday they went into the black in the books.
And actually, that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure how that's racist, but...
I'm sure there are people that'll find a way to be offended by that.
People get offended by anything and everything anymore.
And honestly, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of
Richie. Oh,
Go
I
ahead.
agree with you, Cap.
And good morning, Richie Poole.
Day of Color Friday is what Richie Poole would call it.
but isn't black a lack of color in or
That is true. That's kind of an oxymoron.
Not necessarily. True black and black are two different things.
Random Menace wants a Rainbow Friday.
Huh. Let's see here now.
They have that at Disney already.
Everything is sexist. Everything is racist. Everything is homophobic. Who cares what any Circassian thinks? And yes, that's what I was talking about as far as light. Yes. People that are perpetually offended but are 95% certain to have nothing to do with the solution.
With the situation.
That's just.
And you're right, Mountains. I think you're right on that.
Yeah.
PCAT had a neighbor who was a teacher and worked in North Carolina. He told me he wasn't allowed to refer to the chalkboard as a blackboard, even though it was black. Told him it was offensive.
What would you call it?
I would have turned around and called it Super Blackboard.
It's just like the sports teams, They're changing their names. Cleveland Indians, Washington football team was the Redskins. Hey, you're celebrating something, making it look powerful. You want your sports teams to be powerful and well known, but it's racist to call them these things.
Mm-hmm.
How about the Negro board?
No, I know that there'd be people who would be offended by that, but I don't know.
I guess I need more coffee or something.
I definitely need more coffee. I definitely need more coffee. So it's definitely time for a coffee break.
Yay.
And that's not what I wanted.
Listen
that
to me
is.
very carefully, because I'm only going to say this once. Coffee. Black.
Coffee. Black. While I've got your attention, there are...
Coffee first. Well, this mentor would like another cup of coffee. I'm just gonna have to give up coffee. Want some coffee?
If I'm not mistaken, that's your third cup this morning.
Fourth, and on a day like today, it won't be my last. Coffee. The finest organic suspension ever devised. Commander, set a new course. There's coffee in that nebula.
That's a nebula I'd love to visit if there was actually a nebula with coffee in it.
Well, nebula should have organic compounds in them, so I'm sure you could devise coffee from it.
Oh, I'm sure. Wonder what other things you could devise from a nebula.
Okay, I'm gonna go get some coffee.
Absolutely. I got my cup of coffee while that was playing. I have it now. So, hopefully everyone's doing well today. As I said, I'm not putting the link in the chat, although if you're interested in joining the panel, feel free, if you're on Twitter, to message me there or on Discord as well. And good morning, Christian Geek Fandom, or Christian Fandom Geek. I got the words, just in the wrong order. And let's see here. Mountains Elysium says there are alcohol nebulas. So surely there are coffee nebulas. And of course, I can hear somebody at the door, one of my neighbors who doesn't get out much because of everything going on, is bringing something over for us to have a late Halloween celebration, because the kids are going to be here today. So that'll help distract them. Actually, there are people that are complaining about them, believe it or not. They're now called dry erase boards. You're not supposed to call them a whiteboard anymore, even, no matter what color.
I want a polka dot board.
Polka dot. That would be a little difficult to read. And what's going on today, Christian Fandom Geek? But let's see here. Wow. I can't believe we've gone almost 3 hours, which is absolutely great. How are things with you, Aussie? I'm assuming
he is resting his eyes, I think.
Oh, I'm Aussie.
That's why I said Aussie.
Hi.
Oi.
Boy, things are hot here in the outback. And it's coming up to midsummer. Summer's about to start and it's hot. I'm worried the fires are going to begin again. I have the Tasmanian devils to clear a path of trees. So I have a fire gap between the homestead and the outback.
Oh, Lord.
Don't forget to get your dingoes neutered and spayed.
That was pretty good, Ozzy.
Thank you, Bob Barker O'Prey.
You got a good chuckle out of me, Ozzy.
Boy, that's what we like to hear. Have some Fosters.
Yeah. Nothing like cold piss water. Why not? Of course, I'm not much of a drinker anyhow, but yeah, no thank you.
Oh, I missed this. PCAT says, I want to thank Bird for that great gift last week, setting up Ozzy O'Prey and Shatner O'Prey conversation. When did that happen?
Absolutely. You'll have to go back and look.
It was on Bed Life, I think.
Was it Fridays?
Probably.
I don't remember it on Mondays.
And then it was probably Friday. Which day did you miss?
Friday.
And that's when it was.
I'm usually around for the Monday one.
He asked if William Shatner could meet Ozzy O'Prey. I said, yeah, I should be beamed aboard the Enterprise so I could speak with this Captain Kirk.
All right, almost ready.
Mountains wants to know, does Ozzy O'Prey have a dingo O'Prey, just like Bird O'Prey 5 has a sassy O'Prey?
Boy, yeah, dingoes. Dingoes O'Preys everywhere. I throw the boomerangs and they catch them and then bring them back. That's why they're called boomerangs.
I think you have defective boomerangs, and they're supposed to come back on their own.
No, I'm pretty sure any stick that comes back to you is called a boomerang. How it comes back is not important.
Yeah, it kind of is. It has to come back to you on its own.
Which leads to the old joke, the greatest export of Australia are the boomerangs. Also their greatest import. I didn't say it was funny. Come on now.
An Aboriginal Australian throwing stick that doesn't come back is called a... Don't know.
Kylie?
Okay.
Thought they're only supposed to come back if you miss.
Correct.
Hey, Cap, do you mind if I do a little promotion?
Go for it.
Noon Eastern today, History with R&R. We're going to be welcoming Zoe Kirk. Her name just went out of my head. Her last name went out of my head. Kirk Robinson. Zoe Kirk Robinson going to be speaking about the first English Civil War.
Wow.
So tune in, History with R&R, noon at noon Eastern this afternoon.
Like highly. It's a more common name in Australia. Okay.
She was on Doctor Who.
Cool. I don't know much about Doctor Who, so that would be.
She was on the Christmas episode, Voyage of the Damned.
And thank you, Darius, for putting the link into the channel. Much appreciated. I would say that's a no.
Appreciate it.
I would say that's a no. It's funny. There have been big YouTubers who've said before, Kathleen Kennedy's leaving Star Wars. It didn't happen. So yeah.
Just listen to Doomcock. He'll tell you Kathleen Kennedy is leaving. She's being fired. Multiple inside sources confirm.
Let's put it this way. I do listen to Doomcock videos. There is a certain entertainment value to them.
Exactly. That's what it is.
And I think that's really, all that, I'm not listening to it for news value. It's entertainment.
And you shouldn't listen to it as news. It's all in the presentation, not what's being said.
Well, that's one of the reasons I wanted to change things up a little bit with the panel discussions that we're having on Morning Brew to kind of tighten things up a bit. Not I'll explain more. I'm going to be making a video on this.
As the Daleks would say, explain, explain, explain.
Because I don't want to go into it on a video, and then I don't want to go into it on a live stream and then have people asking, "Well, you didn't say it," so then people having to listen 3 hours into a live stream to hear something. And Doomcock doesn't advise taking rumors with a grain of salt. Well, that's absolutely true.
I think I'm starting to wake up.
And he does say that the rumors are for entertainment value and not news. Exactly. And he does a good presentation.
Like I said, it's all about the presentation with him. And he's fantastic at his presentation.
You know, in fact, it's funny because there have been a few YouTubers I've come across that honestly, their presentation is their weakest thing. And honestly, they would be much bigger if they, you know, some of them have gotten better with the presentation of stuff. And that's why they've grown, is because they can present things better.
You know, I think the more you do it, the better you get at it. Honestly, Cap, I think you've gotten a lot better with your presentation.
Okay, let me ask how.
You're more fluent with your presentation.
Well, I do try that. And as much as, because I've heard a lot of people hating on Mike Zero. Again, I watch him sometimes, but again, it's for entertainment value. Some of it I'll just laugh at. It just go, really? I don't know. And yes, Star Wars Theory is the biggest YouTube Star Wars channel that I know of.
Yeah, I would say that's accurate.
There may be a bigger one I don't know of, but
A-Team says he's not a fan of the other content on Doomcock's channel. He's very talented and is good at his other characters. Thank you, Michael Garrick. Thank you for subbing to History with R&R.
yeah, it's definitely, you know, if you want to hear, how would you describe the channel? You're part of the channel. How would you describe it?
Well, I think we want to bring a personal aspect to history. History belongs to everyone. So we want to hear what people think of history themselves. We don't want to dictate what history was. We want to know what you think, what you've studied, and we try to bring that into our live streams. We also have our roundtable discussions where we discuss some aspect of history in a short video. And again, we want to hear from you. We want to hear your comments. Put them down in the comments in our comment section. We want to have you on the show. If you have some knowledge on history that you would like to share, something people don't hear about very often, come on the show. I'm looking for people to come on. You can find me on Discord, on Twitter. Please do so. We have people all through November scheduled already, and looking for other people to speak about history in the future. You know, in December, January. So if you want to be on the show, look me up, Professor Brainy Specs on Discord. And on Twitter, I am the Professor 953. We also have we haven't done one lately, but we're in the midst of coming up with a couple of scripts for radio dramas where we dramatize through a radio show, a news show, some aspect of history. And usually that involves putting my character in some sort of peril where you don't know if I survive it at the end, which is always fun. But if you remember Admiral Doom, he and Rambling Canuck started the channel, and Admiral, he was the one that came up with the radio plays, and unfortunately, we lost the Admiral back in January. I miss him dearly. I was kind of the third person on the channel. I was always involved with the radio plays. Rambling Canuck asked me to be the new co-host with him. Certainly can't fill Admiral's shoes, but I bring my own talents to the channel. So come sub to the channel. We'd love to have you there. Like, subscribe, share if you like our content. And also, Cap, can we put in Rambling Canuck's GoFundMe? He's suffering from kidney dialysis, kidney failure, and he's also disabled. And there's a GoFundMe for him for some of the expenses that he has going on with his family. He also has a trip to the United States that's coming up. And he needs some funding for that. If you can donate, please do so. If you can't, we understand. Not everybody can donate, but please do share out the link with others if you can, please. That is greatly appreciated.
Darius, do you have that link? I don't have it handy right now.
I have it. I can put it in the private chat. Okay.
There we go.
What you doing, boy?
Copy. Let's just see who.
Yeah.
Let's see who
Oh,
gets it.
and
first.
Darius put it out in the chat. Thank you, Darius. You're the man.
I knew he'd beat me to it. Oh. So definitely, yeah, Rambling Canuck is definitely in need. And I know that Mary's Game Room, isn't she the, I know Mrs. Canuck is
Yes.
in charge of
She's
that.
the one. Yeah, she's the one that's operating the GoFundMe for Rambling. He wouldn't have done it on his own.
No.
So she did it for him. And yeah, they're engaged to be married, and she's already calling herself Mrs. Canuck.
Mm-hmm. And Michael Garrett says, I noticed a lot of other videos makers are posting 3 times a day too, usually. One full video and 2 short ones. Yeah, that's the thing. There have been people, they literally will put out the same video 3 times in a day to catch the algorithm. I don't see how that helps, but whatever. I'm not going to do that. Oh, yeah. Well, at least yours would be more entertaining. I'm sorry. I do like watching some of his content, but not all. I mean, I'm Mike Zero, not Christian Fandom Geek. like I said, some of it I'll watch. It's for the entertainment value. I don't understand why people are watching. And there's some YouTubers that actually do news type channels that actually have more, more resources. But others I've seen that are just basically reading the headlines. Whatever, whatever you like, go for it. Watch it. But let's see here. 6 years ago, I had a channel. I was unemployed and spent a month putting about several 10-minute videos a day, and I got my old channel up to 2,000 subs in a very short order. I need to talk to you later, Michael Garrick. And LDG, I would appreciate you slurping a little bit less, please.
Sorry. Actually, I do got to get going now. I was waiting for you to finish. I tried to slurp low, but I guess this microphone on this laptop is just way too fucking sensitive. Thank God I didn't have beans this morning. All right, guys. Hey, y'all take it easy. Cap, have a great stream. Oh, fuck yeah. Steven Crowder's back today. Good shit.
Cool.
Back from jail. Fucked up what happened to him. Anywho, I got to get some work done. I'll see you guys.
Absolutely.
Take care. Later.
Have a good day. Have a good day, LGG. Hopefully you're not hearing me slurp my coffee.
No.
Oh, that's good.
Of course, I'm not having it at 300 degrees like LDG, who heats his coffee in a microwave for 5 minutes.
5 minutes? What the hell? Minute and a half for me.
Same here. Minute to minute and a half is perfect. No, YouTube jail, not jail.
YouTube jail. Michael Garrick says, I want more Aussie O'Prey. Aussie. He's resting his eyes again, I think.
Absolutely.
Poor guy. He's not feeling too well, and he's got that rising temperature issue down there in Aussie land. Worried about the fires and all that. Do you have a channel of the day, Cap?
No, I don't today, actually. Usually on Mondays.
Yeah.
I don't.
Go ahead.
Usually Mondays, I just don't stream, and I don't have anything planned for Monday. So, because I already have it planned out into December for the channels of the day, that would screw up my schedule a bit.
You might want to think about highlighting the channel a little bit more. Maybe have the host on, get them to talk about their channel. I don't know, maybe play, ask the channel owner if you could play a little bit of one of their videos or something.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
I thought about that.
Okay.
I just didn't want to. I didn't want to copy somebody else's content.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Ask them if you can do that, if they would allow that. And I mean, if you're going to highlight them.
You know what? I agree. You're right. I'll have to get into contact with a couple of the ones that are coming up and see.
If you have them on the channel, on the stream, they can share their own content.
Well, that's true. Let's see here. I'll have to contact Kay. Well, a couple of them will be easy to contact. That won't be a problem. And they're coming up this week, so
PCAT says Ozzy Prey is a global treasure. I don't know if I'd go that far, PCAT.
No, unless we're talking like manure. You know,
manure is a treasure.
Well, it can be used to create compost. Therefore, yeah, it could be treasured to for helping enrich the soil.
Yeah, you have a point there, I guess. So are you going to do your media stream later today?
That's yeah, I think I will. I think I'll go ahead and do that today. Had some issues
you're doing
last
Eureka,
time.
right?
Yes, I am. I don't know if Joseph will be able to join or not, but I will definitely be doing that. I'm going to pick up where I left off before because I had issues at that time. So, yeah, watch for Eureka later today.
Eureka.
Let's see here. Ozzy Praise, kind of a treasure you find in a Cracker Jack box. Useless.
Wow, not Ryan Johnson. Wow. You might just get Ozzy Prey to come out and say something with that kind of comment.
I remember when you could find, something in a Cracker Jack box. And it was actually, fun. Now they're just stickers or something. And good morning again, Darth Haster.
Yeah. I don't know what happened. I got up, went to the bathroom, and I came back. I was out of the panel.
I just figured that that you quit or something happened to your internet, because that happens a lot, or has happened before, I should say. So, unless you were in there a long time, I don't know.
Oh, I was in there a good while.
Yeah, because I was all of a sudden I was surprised. I was like, wait a minute, what the heck happened to Darth Aster? It's like, well, probably his internet. So I was just gonna wait till you were back on. So
what are we talking about? Cracker Jack boxes? Man, those used to be cool when we were kids.
Oh, I know.
V-Star says, Professor Brainy Specs, when are you going to do something on the Raiders? Which Raiders?
That's a good question.
I think you mean Raiders.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe we should have you on talking about Raiders, V-Star.
Oh, I've got an extra appointment this month. Yay. So, yeah, I do hate the first of the month. Oh, that reminds me. I need to make a call later. Yippee.
I remember the joy as a child of these last 3 holiday months, and that being the most coolest 3 months in the history of childhood. Now, as an adult, I'm like, oh my god, just get them over with.
Exactly. Exactly. Because.
I mean, I like them still, and I still kind of celebrate them a little bit. But I'm still in the back of my mind, I'm like, just get it freaking over with already.
And Michael Garrick asks, the football team? I don't think so.
Yeah.
No, you guys run a History Channel. I don't think she'd be talking about the football team.
The history of the Raiders. Well, we know they've moved around: Oakland, Los Angeles, Las Vegas.
Yeah, depending on which Raiders you're talking about, the French Raiders, the French and Indian War, or the Spanish ones of the Inquisition. What Raiders are we talking?
That's a good question. Fall's a home stretch nowadays. New Year's Eve is all there is to look forward to now. Oh, I wouldn't agree. We've got Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Well, even those now are just starting to become another day due to some people still being scared to death of the coof.
Mm-hmm.
I know for a fact my mom is terrified. Absolutely freaking terrified. She's to the point where nobody comes in her house unless they know that they've been like vaccinated, and it feels like it's dumb. Of course, my mom. There's only one way to really describe her, and that's a sheep.
And wow, live at the Love Shack. Greetings, future Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Don't get me wrong. I love my mom. I love my mom to death. But she is what it is. What it is, and that's what she is. There's no cutting around it.
Well, no. I can say this for you. You're definitely honest and upfront.
Oh, and blatant to a fault. I know that. Oh man, that sounds terrible.
Oh, it happens. I knew a chick that wanted to go out with me, but only if I was vaxxed. That did not work out.
I'm like, yeah. What, she wanted to see your papers? I'm like, get out of here. Get. Just go. I don't even know why I waste my time talking to you.
Oh, yeah.
I might not have even said that if she looked like oh, what's her name, Sunny Leone or something. She's woof.
You know, it's funny. Even though I got the shots to have the surgery, I still wouldn't go out with anyone who required me showing proof. That would just no. It's like that sounds more like a hookup, not a date. Just doesn't make sense to me, but you know.
Next thing you know, they'll want to know if you had your rabies shots. The question is it before or after you bite them?
I'm sorry, what?
I said, next thing you know, they'll be wanting to know if you got your rabies shots. And I'm like, that's a question you want to know before or after you bite them.
True.
Because some of them, it's like, that'd be like, they're so hot, it's like crime. You just want to take a bite out of it. Just call me McGruff the crime dog. I'm terrible.
It could be worse. That's all I can say. But anyhow, I'm gonna finish things up here. We have been going for a little over 3.5 hours. I'm gonna get things set up for the stream for later, and things are getting a little hectic here now. But again, thank you all for being on the panel. Thank you for joining in the chat. Always a pleasure to have you. Thank you again. Have a great day. Remember, like, share, subscribe. You know, all the normal stuff you do on every YouTube channel. Have a great day, and talk to you soon. Hopefully see you over on Bird Stream later at 4 p.m. Eastern.